What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yours truly, Kendrick McKnight here, back again with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Man, we're back. Man, it's been a minute since I recorded, man. Just life. You know what I'm saying? Things get in the way and just have to be an adult for a while and lock in and get things done and handled, And so that's what I was doing, man. Just grinding, doing my own thing for a minute. But we're back. Episode 20 of Going Beneath the Surface podcast with yours truly, Kendrick McKnight here. When we are, man, it's so cool to be back. So cool to be back. But man, what's the agenda? What's the agenda on this one, man? It's the definition, right? It's the trying to break down what it is that a word that I've been struggling trying to figure out how to define it and how to wrap my brain around what it is exactly when you chase someone, right? Like what does that mean when you chase someone? I've always had this idea where it's like chasing someone is like double, tripling, and quadruple texting someone, right? That's the idea. And I never really dove into it further until I came up with this idea to do the video, right? And so for this video, man, we're going to be doing that. Like, what is chasing, and what are some signs that you are chasing someone, and how to kind of understand that person's point of view or perspective on why they're not reciprocating the same energy that you're bringing, right? And yeah, man, let's get into it, man. So chasing to me is pretty much trying to prove your worth to someone, right? Proving that you are the one in quotations for someone, and feeling like that, there's no one else in this world that is meant to be with this person, right? Like, I feel like I'm the one. I feel like I deserve to be with this person, and vice versa, right? But what happens when that person doesn't reciprocate that same energy? What happens when that person is playing too hard to get, or having this mentality where, like, they're just not with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not giving you the signs that you feel like you deserve and want in someone, right? Chasing is proving your worth, but like, what are the signs though? What are the signs that you are indeed chasing? Like, for me, like I said, I've always had the idea, like, oh, chasing is simply, oh, someone is taking their time to text me back, and I double text and I triple text and I quadruple, and they're not texting me back in a timely manner, in my personal opinion, right? Although, yes, in a sense, depending on the person, you can consider that chasing. There's more to that, clearly, right? And just doing my research on this, the first one I have, man, is like effort. You know what I'm saying? Is clearly one-sided. Like we were talking about, texting, calling, planning, etc. right? When you are the only one initiating things, and whether that person agrees or don't agree, it comes across very one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the man is supposed to do this, the man's supposed to do that, but like I come from a world where like it's clearer, like 50-50 to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I do this, I do that, but like I would like that energy back. You know what I mean? Like, if I say, oh, I want to, oh, how do you feel about dinner tonight, or Friday night, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Cool. Right? We have the dinner, boom, 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 right? Um, but just like initiating, right? And having that thought process of like, oh, I know you like wrestling, so like I bought this thing for you, or I thought about this show that's coming up in February. Let's go together. How about you take care of the tickets and I get the hotel that we're going to stay for the night, or two. You know what I mean? Like, I like stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? It's not always me putting my neck out there and say, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that person, male or female, is not doing that as well in exchange, it's clear chasing, in my opinion. Right? And again, with the calling, FaceTime, it's always you texting first. It's always you calling. That's a form of chasing, in a sense. Like, in my opinion, I feel like we're not kids. Like, we're grown men and women. We're all beyond our phones, and I despise that quote. Like, I've been busy, or I've been too busy, or had a lot going on, and that's all BS to me, man. Like, we all be on our phones. We all be on social media, keep up with the world. Like, it takes seconds to send a text, or it takes maybe like a good 5-10 minute conversation to be like, hey, hope you're doing good. What are you doing? What are you doing for the rest of the day? Oh, I'm jammed up with this right here, but I just wanted to hear your voice, see how you're doing. Boom, talk to you later, possibly. So easy. It's just the thought process, right, of how things, in my opinion, should go. You know, um, I just have that mindset. I just have that mentality. That everything should just coincide together, right? And so, and of course, we just got done talking about texting as well. So, initiations, planning, calling, texting someone first, always, all the time, lets me know he or she is not as interested as you. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And everything's a learning process, everything's a learning lesson. Um, I actually like stuff like that, man, because it's like it makes you figure out what it is that you want out of your partner, as a future partner, and other people that you want as your partner is not doing what you want in return for yourself when you're giving back to them. You know what I'm saying? But number two, feeling anxious more than peace, right? What does that mean? Like, you're feeling confused, insecure. It's like you're walking on eggshells every time you talk to this person. When you are falling for someone, or you like someone heavy, you should never feel confused. You should never feel insecure, or like feel like you're walking on eggshells, waiting for the moment for them to text you and be like, I'm not interested anymore. Or walking on eggshells in the sense of like, you're just, no, this is going to be the last text I send to him or her, and I won't hear from her ever again, or him ever again. Um, It's like at every given moment of the day, you are not only just thinking about this person and hoping that um, they see you within the same light that as you see them. Um, in a sense, that's a form of chasing. Um, because if someone truly likes you and truly wants you in their lives, like they should have the exact same feel. If they're 1000% in, like they're in. You shouldn't feel confused about their actions or how they're moving. Like you should know, like they like you like them. Like that's just what it is, right? Um, and I definitely can relate as far as like the walking on eggshells. Um, I literally wrote this entire um, podcast episode or notes and stuff based off of one particular situation that happened to me last year, where it's like I never met her in person, but through online and texting, calling, and all that. When it was actually consistent at that point, yeah, it's like I fell for it hard, extremely hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's super rare to find someone that truly understands you and gets it, and not willing to walk the other way simply because you guys don't align within this area or that area or this area. Like, everybody's different. Everybody has their own ways of doing things, and that's okay. So having someone who obviously is beautiful in their own right, but also has the mindset and the mentality to carry themselves in such ways where it's like, man, like you're one of a kind, you're one of a billion. Like I want to see where this goes, regardless of the distance between you and I. And on top of that, we haven't met. Um, and in my opinion, we can get into, in my opinion, we can get into why I feel like things have stopped and things didn't really work out there. And pretty much got friend zoned. But we'll discuss. We'll discuss. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like walking on eggshells, confused, and feeling insecure within yourself. That like, man, like maybe I'm not good enough for this person. Or maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I just have bad luck. I have bad choice in women or men, whoever is watching this, right? Comes with the territory, right? But never allow what this one person dictates within your life with the potential of other people. You know what I mean? There's 7 billion people in the world, approximately. I now have that mentality where it's like, why should I allow this one person to get me out of my realm of Kendrick when there could be possibly someone out there that could actually appreciate me for me, where this person isn't really with it, or just disown me, or this did not like me at all in that romantic fashion. Like, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for the lesson that I learned here, and I wish you the best. That's how I choose to look at things nowadays. It has worked for me, where it's like, kind of prepare for the worst in a sense, right? Um, when you are constantly hurt or have gotten hurt, heartbroken with things, you kind of prepare for it and just look at the signs early. And so like you just prepare yourself. Oh, this person is gonna last maybe 2 weeks talking to me, a month or 5 months, or eventually you're gonna be out of here. It's not like you do things on purpose. You're just being yourself. But when you been hurt as much as I have, and you just mentally prepare for shit. You know what I mean? Not your fault of your own. It's just like a way of protecting yourself, protecting your heart. You know what I mean? And that's something that I can honestly say that I want to do better at and work on, and not like scare somebody off. You know what I'm saying? Um, and not low key compare, um, past situations to a possible current. You know what I mean? Kind of a not kind of, but it is a term. But that's just me being accountable within myself. Like, hey, that's something I gotta be better at. But the third sign that you are chasing someone is that you're compromising your self-respect. You know what I mean? You're tolerating the mixed signals. You're tolerating the lack of phone calls. You're tolerating the lack of text messages that are on a consistent basis. I have always been one of those guys for the longest that I notice things and I see things, but I don't speak on it. Right? In fear of this person leaving me, or in fear of this person wanting to argue, in fear of this person, looking at me in a different light. So I always kept everything in, and then when something happens, like I completely explode because I've held so much things in for weeks and months on end. You know what I mean? And bring up we can have a perfect day, and I randomly speak on something that happened like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Again, that's a red flag. Like, why are you holding things in? Like, that happened forever ago, and now you're speaking about it now, Kendrick. Like, that's, come on, man. But I've learned from that lesson, and I am not I wouldn't say the complete opposite. Like, there's still things that I can be better at as far as speaking my mind. But I am not that Kendrick anymore, where it's like I don't say anything at all. You know what I mean? Like, I've grown a bit, a lot, like 75, 70, 75, maybe 80, pushing 80%. Now that guy, like, hey, if I see something that I don't like, or something that triggers me or makes me feel a way that you done or said, like, I'm not gonna yell, I'm not gonna scream. Like, I'm gonna pull you to the side or text you or call you, be like, hey, this is how I feel. I didn't like how you did that. I'm saying it in a respectful way, but like, I would like for you not to do this, or I would like for you to stop saying this, because it puts me back into a mode of where I used to be, and the part of life is growing and evolving. But yeah, I'm in that space nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, never be afraid to say how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that lingering feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like for things to linger. If there's a situation that happened, or a disagreement, or like just like a mini back and forth, like, okay, like, let's give some time to cool off, and we can return back to this and have a conversation, and a woman, and like, this is how you made me feel, this is how I made you feel. Okay, agree to disagree, or agree to agree, and be like, okay, cool, like, I'll do better, and I won't do this again. You know what I mean? Like, so much in today's society can not happen simply by people just having a conversation. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I just wish people do that. You know what I mean? I'm just one of those people, man. You know what I mean? Like, say how you feel, and say what you mean. And don't sugarcoat anything. Don't like put yourself in a hole and make you feel like what you do or what you say is meaningless. And kind of like what I was talking about in my last, episode where of the 19, where it's like putting people on pedestals. Um, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, we're the same entity. We're both humans. We're all God's children. You know what I mean? The only difference between me and you, we just have different private parts. You know what I mean? Like that's just where I'm at with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, never be afraid to. I don't know. I guess go there with someone. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna appreciate it. Like, okay, he said what he had to say. Or she had to say what she had to say. You know what I mean? And there's no punches held or hold in. And like, okay, this is how I made you feel. Like, cool. Like, now it's up to me and being accountable for myself to, you know, not make you feel this way again. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, all that goes out the window when you're not saying anything, right? And you're just allowing things to happen. And of course, this person's not going to say anything, but like when you allow things to be done or allow things to be said and nothing's done about it to fix that, in their head, they're gonna be like, oh, I did this, and I did that, and I said this, and I said that. They didn't say anything. That's the green light to keep doing it again because you didn't do anything about it, right? And now they feel like they can disrespect you. Now they feel like they can uh, make you feel like you're not important enough for you to stop, um, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Like you're continuing the disrespect. Um, the lack of appreciation is continuing downward. Um, so yeah, you know what I mean. I feel like that's a form of chasing. You know what I mean? Continuing disrespect, continuing this person to not allow you to be your full self. You know what I'm saying? It's their world, and you're just living in theirs. You know what I mean? Like I knew all about that. I lived that life. It wasn't cool. It wasn't great. But you live and you learn, bro. You live and you learn, man. But what I was talking about specifically in 19, I was like potential versus reality. That's major, right? That's probably the biggest thing on my list that I'm talking about right now, which is the fourth form of chasing. You know, you have the hope of what could be, right? That's potential. You're holding so on to that potential that this person could be everything that you want them to be in your head, but in reality, nah. Going back to, like I said, the personality that that I really liked last year. Around this time, I'm going through summer, fall, yeah. Um, Man, you fall for the potential of what could be. Like for me, like I've always been one of those people where I'm a forward thinker. In the beginning processes of us talking, like I'm already thinking 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line. Like, can I genuinely see this person as my wife? Can I genuinely see this person as the mother of my kids? Can I bring this person to mom? Can I bring this person to my dad's gravesite? Like, can I have this person around my brothers and my grandma and so on and so forth? Like, I'm already thinking that within like the first couple of dates or outings. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you fall for that potential, right? Or what could be. And when you wake up to reality, like, oh, they're not here anymore. Why is that? Um, what were their intentions? What were they aiming for during this time? Or what is it that I want? What is it that I seek into this, situation? You know what I mean? You and like I genuinely saw that person as someone romantic in my life. You know what I mean? Um, but again, everything happens for a reason. And sometimes, man, when you continue to allow someone to pretty much friend zone you, where they're constantly giving the romantic vibe and they're still not catching on, and yet you still go along with that, that's chasing. Again, I gotta hold myself accountable. Like I've chased her for a while. You know what I mean? Never anything said outright like, "Oh, I want to see you as a friend, Kendrick," or "I don't look at you in that way." It was always just, "Oh, thank you," or "You're sweetest," or you know what I mean? Like that's gassing my head up, feeling like I have a chance. But in reality, it wasn't wasn't anything crazy. Um, so I fell for her with the potential of this person being my person. Um, and that's what I mean, like potential versus reality. You know, you just have that hope of what could be. And sooner or later you'll wake up and smell the roses. They are real and in real life, and be like, okay, this is where I stand with this person, and that's okay. That's completely fine. That's cool. Great. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Because now, again, like I was saying earlier, sometimes these heartbreaks and these moments of hurt allows us to really realize what it is that we want out of a person, later down the line, because of this situation, because of that situation, and so forth. For me nowadays, like I appreciate it. Even if things doesn't work out between me and a particular person, it's like, what did I learn here? Right? What did I learn in this situation? Whether it was my fault or things didn't really rock on her side. She didn't look at me like that. Like, what did I learn? So now I can take that bit of information and move forward with the next one. That's been my mentality for the past 5 years now. 2021, yeah, 6 years. So yeah, man, it is what it is. You live and you learn, bro. So I try to live in the reality world nowadays, and just going back of speaking your mind, saying how you feel, letting things out early. You know what I mean? And I am in a space now where never be afraid to even speak on your flaws early. Like, hey, I have these positive qualities, obviously, because if I didn't, you wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking. But I also struggle in these elements. You know what I mean? Now it's up to you if you want to stick around or not. Like, I'm be honest with you. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out here where they date guys, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, you guys get to know, doing this, doing that, and it's till then when you realize they struggle in this way, they struggle in this, they don't like doing this, they don't like doing that, because they didn't communicate that. I mean, they just pump themselves up and talk about the positives about themselves. This is what I do, this is what I have. You know what I mean? And now you're stuck because you don't fell for this person, By that point, you probably love them, and based off how today's generation work, by this point, you already have a baby by them or pregnant currently, and just now you're learning his flaws, and this is what he does, and this is what he, you know what I mean? I'm the opposite nowadays. Like I'll let you know, like, hey, I'm an overthinker. I have moments where I don't be on my phone for real. It comes across as if I'm not interested. When I am interested, I'm just in that space of wanting time to myself. Um, so it's not like I don't rock with you and I don't like you. It's just like I'm still struggling trying to figure out the balance of me time and our time. You know what I mean? So again, having patience is very essential with a guy like myself, as if I'm learning as I go with things. Again, accountability for myself, doing better at communication, calling more, texting more. Um, but yeah, you know what I mean? I'm more than willing to call myself out on things. Um, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Gotta. That's like the first thing you have to do in the world. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out here that's been in situations where, like, when things occur, the first thing the guy is willing to do is just put the blame on you. Like, oh, you're the problem, you're the issue. Like, I'm the opposite. Like, I call myself out first. Like, okay, what did I do here to cause this? What did I say to cause this? And I check myself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I clearly see this is where things kind of fell off. This is where things kind of went left a little bit. Like, okay, let me do what I can to pull that back into the middle. And so, yeah, man, I'm more than man enough to admit, again, where I went wrong with things and willingness to make it right. Um, but yeah, gotta live in a reality world nowadays, man. Just hanging on to that potential is only gonna hurt you more and more and more. Especially again, if they're not doing, not telling, but showing you, they're all about you and what things will work out. Another sign, final sign, fifth sign that you are clearly chasing someone is that you communicate. Let's just say you do communicate. Let's just say you do communicate. Hey, this person is doing that. This person is doing that. And you don't like that, right? You don't like the way this person does this. You don't like how she says this. You don't like the way he did that a couple of days ago. Like, it made you feel away. It gave you the ick that this person said this. You communicate. You communicate that to them. You communicate that to her. And you were very intentional with what you say. You wasn't yelling. You know what I mean? You wasn't screaming. You know what I'm saying? You said, hey, this is how I feel. I don't like how you did this. Politely, don't do that. Or clean it up a little bit. You know what I mean? You communicate it clearly. And the sign of chasing is that you communicate it clearly, but nothing changes. That's disrespect. And that is a form of, again, not considering you enough and not willingness to adjust how they live their life for the betterment of you guys together in a relationship. You know what I mean? When that happens, that's the sign of, like, you have two choices. If you stay, that would be a form of chasing, or you go the other way and say, hey, I'm gonna stand strong on what I said. I told you how I felt. It made me feel away. You still did it anyway after the fact. Now you gotta go. You're blocked. Period. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do what you have to do for yourself. If you continue to be with someone when you communicate, you know, a certain negative thing that they did, and they still do it anyway, um, you gotta go, man. Like, for example, there was a young lady that I was talking to at one point in time, and we were rocking heavy. You know, we were talking for a long while actually, and she is, I don't know now, but like at the time we were talking, you know, she was one of those people where she didn't know how to communicate in a sense of, you know, when things go bad, right? When the thunderstorms, with the lightning, the tornadoes, the tsunamis come in, when it comes to a possible relationship, she don't know how to handle it. So rather than communicate heavy and say what's wrong, she would just ghost you pretty much for a couple days or however long, and you have to be the one to reach out and be like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's the issue?" And clearly, during that absence, watching your stories, likes your stuff on social media and all that. They're just not texting or calling. Like, I'm very good at like noticing things, but not saying anything in the moment. Like, I store data in my head, and huh, okay. Like, I'm gonna reach out, but like I see this. That's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, why should it be me reaching out when you really caused this? Or all I was doing is speaking my mind. You know what I mean? Speaking clearly about the situation, how you made me feel, or how this particular situation made me feel, or anyway. And as an adult, your way of handling things is just walking away and thinking everything's gonna be fine and just letting things cool down. Like, that doesn't do anything. That lingers. I told you about that word earlier. It lingers without actually having a conversation about it. Like, it just causes more harm than good if you just let things fester and just like, "Yeah, it was what it was." Um, I don't like that. You know what I mean? And then when I address it, hey man, like, I don't like how you do this. I don't like how you do that. Um, and you say like, hey, I understand. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling me out. Like, I want to do better. And another situation happens, and you do the exact same thing. This is my second time calling you out. Like, listen, I'm giving you a chance. Most people don't last the first time, and here you are doing it the second time. I need you to do better. Communicate with me. Say something. Don't just ghost me for a couple days or months and think everything's cool, great, you know, and slightly move on from me. Um, and again, it happened a third time, and that was like the last strike for me. Like, okay, cool, like, you're done. Deleted her off my social media. Um, Deleted her number. Haven't blocked her yet, but just based off the inactivity that we had communication wise, I don't have no reason to block her because she wasn't texting me anyway. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do for you. And do I feel bad about it? Not at all. Because again, you have to do what's best for you. Protect your energy, protect your peace. You know, and so, you know, it was what it was. Um, you know, kind of like going back to the fourth one as far as like potential versus reality. You know, when you communicate clearly and nothing changes, and you still go along with it as if nothing happened, and you're just tolerating their actions, it's kind of like you're attached to that potential, but not particularly the person, if that makes sense. Or like you're attached to the potential of them changing their ways, but the who they are at the current moment, you're not attached to. That's not the person that you're attracted to. And it's like you're just hoping and praying like this person will change their ways and all that, and just imagining the quote unquote perfect world that it could end up being, right? Um, it don't work like that. Um, you know, for example, with this one, like I remember not my last relationship, but the relationship before that, where this young lady met my family. It's like I was, I loved her for sure, 100%. But I fell in love with the potential of what could be further down the line. Like I knew, you know, the person that I'm with now is not who I want to be with for the rest of my life, if that makes sense. Tolerating certain actions, tolerating certain things done, said, in hopes with the potential of things changing. And I did that for a very long time. 8 months is a long time, man. 8 months is a long time tolerating things that you don't particularly tolerate in hopes that this person, sees that their actions isn't really smiled upon from their partner. But that goes to show, like, if you're not communicating, if you're not saying anything, keeping your mouth closed about how this person made you feel this way, nothing's going to change. You're tolerating disrespect, you're tolerating non-appreciation, and you're tolerating the non-consideration of what this person is doing to you. And that was on me. That was during the time where I didn't say anything, I didn't speak up, having the fear that this person is going to leave me, having that fear of this feeling going away that I really, really love, not particularly in love with this person. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Again, you live and you learn. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Those are the 5 signs that you are indeed chases, right? And I spoke about earlier that sometimes when things doesn't go the way that you want with someone, and you are having a brain fart trying to understand what this person is going through, or what is it that they have going on, to the point where they're not reciprocating the same energy that you are. From me, within a woman's perspective, because again, research, trying to understand things from her side, her side of point of view. Sometimes certain women have a hard time handling emotional clarity, if that makes sense. Trying to understand their emotional side, or lack of. So the number one thing that you can automatically think of is like they're guarding their heart, from past situations. Oh, this guy did this to her, this guy did that to her, you know what I'm saying? And now she has a guard up, you know what I mean? Like now she has this idea of like, oh, I want my man to be like this, I want my man to be like that, I want to love, I want to have a husband, I want kids, but I'm afraid to put myself out there in fear of feeling the same hurt as this. You know what I mean? Like I can somewhat agree. I am definitely myself, afraid to put myself out there, intimidated to break down my walls and allow someone in. But I feel like the difference between me and my opinion on the person from last year is that I'm not afraid, uh, or I'm not going to allow my insecurities of having a fear of loving again to get in the way of loving again. I'm willing to put it out there. I'm willing to say how I feel and give it a try at least. Um, I feel like she didn't give us a try. It wasn't never an attempt to see what we could be as romantic partners. Yes, I truly believe that going the old fashioned way of being friends first and then romantic partners is cool. Like, I believe in that for sure. But it's also important to note that, hey, like, I understand you want to be friends first. See, that's, again, being a man, you gotta initiate. You have to be honest. Like, I'd love to go this route, but like the goal is for us to be in a relationship, be romantic partners, be this, do that, be married one day, have kids. Um, so I don't mind being in the friend zone right now, but it's also important to speak up and say, hey, when the time comes, like, I'm gonna shoot my shot, you know. And I feel like I did that 100%. Again, just wasn't budging. Again, maybe guarded from our past, or something, or having the fear of rejection. Maybe having the fear of rejection can definitely cause a lot of people, a lot of harm, a lot of frustration, insecurity. But again, man, like, if you truly want marriage, if you truly want to see yourself as a family woman, as a family man, you cannot be afraid to put yourself out there. It's kind of like in your career or your job. Like, how did you get that job? By submitting an application, putting yourself out there, see if this person sees your application and thinks you're good enough to be hired. Hello? How did you get your career? Because you put yourself out there and said, hey, this is what I want to do in my life. And you put yourself out there, you went to school, you graduated, you submitted an application for a particular job that you wanted in your career, and you got it. You put yourself out there. So in order to love, in order to reach that ultimate mountaintop of marriage, kids, and living happily ever after, eventually you have to woman up, man up, and put yourself out there and see how it goes with someone. You just That's just my personal preference and opinion on how things should go. Um, Being intimidated, being afraid, being scared, that's gonna end up being single forever. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I feel. Um, but yeah, that's just, in my opinion, those are the, like, top two things I feel like is what's wrong. Not just with, I'm not gonna say what's wrong, but like one of the main issues in today's dating. Um, Guarding, you're guarded by your past, and you're afraid of rejection. Thinking that this person is gonna, you know, not see you in under enough light to be the man in their lives or the woman in her in lives, and but again, you just never know until you put yourself out there. Even if this person does reject you, friend zone you, or simply says you're not good enough, that's okay. Learn from this. What did you learn? What can you learn from this that you can carry with you for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like, it's important. It's important. So beneath the surface, beneath the surface, and where we are, it's insane. I forgot my slogan. Let me see. I forgot my daggone slogan. Where we unpacking. I should just bring it back on at this point. Here we go. We are unpacking the unseen, one conversation at a time. That's how you know it's been a long time since I started recording. I forgot my slogan for my own show. But yes, sir. Beneath the Surface podcast with yours truly, Kendrick McKnight, episode 20. 20 of these things, man. I want to get back into bringing more people on. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this by myself. It just brings more enjoyment, getting to know more people on a personal level about however topic we're talking about. So that's what I've also done during my absence. Been in a couple of DMs, and again, you can't be afraid of rejection. You know what I mean? People that I reached out to, not just for this podcast, but podcasts that I had before. Trying to remember the name of it. Conversations with Kendrick. You know what I mean? People either did not read my message at all, read my message and did not respond. People that said that, oh yeah, I'd love to be on, but never got on. And let me know and never came on ever. But I still arose. I still pushed through. I still did this. I still did that. I still got this podcast going 20 episodes deep. Can't be afraid of rejection. You know what I'm saying? Never allow other people's lack of appreciation for you or lack of respect for your platform or wanting to be on your platform get in the way of your success. You know what I mean? That's between you and God. You know, like, keep going, keep pushing, bro. People see you. You post when you do this and do that. They see. Because again, everybody be on their phones. Just because people are not liking your stuff, just because people are not commenting, sharing, people see you. And I had to teach that to myself. Like when I first started doing YouTube and all that, posting my stuff, I judged my success on interaction. People liking my stuff, commenting, sharing. You know, there was a point where I wanted to just stop YouTube, just end it, because I wasn't getting enough views. I wasn't getting enough likes. Wasn't getting enough comments. Wasn't getting enough shares. Like, keep good, bro. Keep doing, keep grinding. I had to just sit with myself and just force that in my head. Like, you're good. Stop overthinking. You're good. I remember once upon a time, like, I struggled just getting to 100 subscribers. Like, I was stuck in like the 40 subscribers, the 50, the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, all this work I'm doing, man, doing voiceovers, taking time out of my day, taking time out of my school day, especially when I was back in school. Like, I should be doing homework, but here I am doing content on my YouTube, and I don't. And I'm barely getting 10 views. I should be studying right now, man. I'm doing content, doing videos. I got 5 views. I only got 1 view for a video that's like 30 minutes long. 1 view. I'm done. I'm out. But keep pushing, keep going, and that's what I did. You know what I mean? And I'm just proud of myself for, you know, pushing through. And, you know, at the current moment, I think I now have like 152, 53 subscribers. again, just putting my work out there. Doing shorts on YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, even. Uh, let me be honest, I gotta get back into Twitter. I never really got into Twitter like that. Oh, excuse me, X, X, Twitter. I never really got into Twitter like that. Um, but yeah, my main source has always been Instagram, TikTok. And I'm definitely a YouTube guy, obviously, because I have a channel. But um, yeah, keep going, man. Don't be afraid of rejection. Accept it. You know, makes you better. Makes you a better human. Makes you a better woman. Makes you a better man. To become greater on the other side. Oh, it's that person's loss. It's his loss. It's her loss. No Drake. 21 Savage, man. You know? I should do a video on like my top favorite Drake albums. You know, obviously, Take Care is up there. That's number one. Nothing will ever overtake Take Care. Then right below it, nothing was the same. Then that's when the conversation comes up. What's below those two? You know, I might do a video on that. It's just something, man. And we're slowly approaching the long overdue album of Iceman. But we'll see. I just might do that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, as we're recording this is Tuesday. But we'll see. But man, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Beneath the Surface podcast with yours truly, not here, where we are unpacking UFC, one conversation at a time. More videos coming. We're on the journey to 30. Now we're at 20 episodes in, going to 30, and I'm excited. More videos coming, more guests. Yes, yes, sir. And until then, man, yes, sir.